Throughout history, there have been individuals who claim to have the gift of foresight, able to predict world events with an eerie precision. Among these figures, one stands out for his remarkable ability to anticipate seismic shifts in global events. Athos Salome, also known as the Living Nostradamus. Much like his 16th century predecessor, Nostradamus, Salome has made predictions about future events, some of which have come startlingly true. From accurately foreseeing the global pandemic to predicting the death of Queen Elizabeth II, his prophecies have caught the attention of many. Recently, Salome has made an unsettling prediction regarding the fate of former U.S. President Donald Trump and the future of America under his potential second term in office. His forecast speaks of a troubled future filled with economic turmoil, geopolitical strife, and social unrest. Salome's predictions are not just about Trump's political career, but also about the broader future of the United States, painting a picture of a country on the brink of significant change. So, what exactly did the Living Nostradamus predict? Let's delve into the key aspects of his prophecy and explore how his vision could reshape the understanding of America's future. The rise of big tech and economic instability. Salome's first ominous prediction revolves around the U.S. economy. Under Trump's leadership, Salome foresees a scenario where big tech companies such as Amazon, Google, Apple, and Tesla gain unprecedented power, essentially dominating the economic landscape. Trump, who has been notably close to several prominent tech figures, including Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and Jeff Bezos, may push for less regulation of these companies. While this could lead to short-term economic benefits, particularly in terms of growth in the tech sector, Salome warns that the long-term consequences could be disastrous. The growing dominance of tech giants could lead to an imbalance in the U.S. economy. These companies would become too powerful, potentially dictating the flow of money, information, and even public opinion. For instance, their unchecked influence over data could deepen concerns about privacy violations, with individuals' personal information being exploited for profit. Furthermore, the monopolistic nature of big tech could stifle competition and innovation in other sectors, creating economic stagnation in the long run. Salome predicts that this unchecked power could provoke backlash from countries around the world. Already, countries like China and the European Union have started implementing stricter regulations on big tech. If the U.S. continues to allow these companies to operate without regulation, Salome envisions a situation where countries will form alliances to counterbalance the growing influence of American tech. This could lead to trade conflicts, tariff wars, and an overall weakening of the global economic standing of the United States. Energy policies and global tensions. Another significant part of Salome's prophecy is his prediction concerning energy policy in the U.S. Salome believes that Trump, known for his aggressive stance on boosting the fossil fuel industry, will push for even more significant investments in oil and gas, while ignoring the growing importance of renewable energy sources. Trump's deep ties to the oil industry are well documented, and during his first term, he rolled back numerous environmental regulations, making it easier for companies to drill and extract fossil fuels. Salome predicts that if Trump were to secure a second term, his policies would continue to favor the oil and gas industries at the expense of green energy initiatives. This would undoubtedly cause tension between the U.S. and its international allies, particularly in Europe, where countries have taken a much stronger stance on addressing climate change. As the world increasingly focuses on sustainable energy, the U.S. under Trump would remain a significant outlier, with its environmental policies creating diplomatic rifts, particularly with European countries that have committed to meeting the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement. Moreover, Salome foresees the continuation of the Trump administration's policies that prioritize energy independence, even at the cost of strained international relations. While the U.S. may reap short-term economic benefits from boosting oil production, these policies could set the stage for a new form of global isolationism, further isolating America from global cooperative efforts on climate change. The Living Nostradamus believes that this could destabilize international relations, creating a volatile global environment. Prophecies and the risk of a new global bloc. One of the most significant aspects of Salome's prophecy is the potential for a shift in the global power structure. He predicts that under Trump's leadership, the United States could push too aggressively in its foreign policy, particularly towards Russia and China. Trump's already contentious relationship with both countries could worsen, leading to an acceleration of economic tensions and trade disputes. Salome warns that this could encourage the prophecies nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to solidify their alliance, forming a powerful economic bloc to challenge U.S. hegemony. If the U.S. continues to adopt an isolationist stance, imposing tariffs and punitive trade measures, Salome foresees the prophecies countries forming stronger economic ties with each other and other emerging economies around the world. This would be a significant shift in global economic dynamics, with China, Russia, and India taking on more central roles, potentially challenging the U.S. dollar's position as the world's reserve currency. This would not only weaken America's geopolitical standing, but could also usher in an era of trade wars and economic blockades as countries seek to limit their dependence on the U.S. While the idea of a powerful prophecies bloc may seem far-fetched, Salome suggests that the growing economic weight of China and India, coupled with Russia's energy resources, could provide the foundation for such a shift. Social unrest and domestic polarization. Perhaps one of the most disturbing predictions that Salome makes is the likelihood of escalating social unrest and deepening polarization within the United States. Trump's political rhetoric, which often capitalizes on populism and nationalistic themes, has already contributed to a divided political landscape. Salome believes that this trend would continue if Trump were to win a second term, with an increasing divide between the left and right wings of American politics. Salome's forecast suggests that under Trump's leadership, the nation's already strained social fabric would further unravel. The growing rift between liberal and conservative Americans would not just be reflected in politics, but could spill over into protests, civil disobedience, and violent demonstrations. As Trump continues to focus on issues like immigration and national identity, Salome believes these topics would become the focal points of social movements, leading to an increase in civil unrest. Protests could also grow in response to the economic policies that Trump pushes forward, particularly if they disproportionately benefit the wealthy while leaving lower-income Americans to bear the brunt of the fallout. The Living Nostradamus predicts that this kind of instability could lead to widespread public discontent, with citizens taking to the streets to demand changes to the political system. As social media continues to amplify voices on both sides of the political spectrum, the potential for unrest becomes even greater. The Living Nostradamus has painted a troubling picture of America's future under Donald Trump's second term. From big tech's growing influence to global economic shifts, Salome's predictions suggest the U.S. could face significant challenges, including economic instability, diplomatic rifts, and domestic unrest. While prophecies should be viewed with caution, Salome's history of accurate predictions adds weight to his words. As America's political climate grows more polarized and global dynamics shift, it's unclear if these unsettling visions will come true. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain. The world will be watching to see if these predictions unfold, potentially altering America's future on the global stage.